Hello, today I am going to discuss the very last unit of the story, 3 questions. Okay, now so far the king has not been given any answer to his 3 questions. Actually, he went to meet the wise hermit to get answers to his most troublesome questions, very important questions for his life, but the king could not fetch an answer from the hermit. He went on helping the hermit. He served the bearded stranger, the wounded stranger, took rest in the cottage of the hermit, spent the night there, and now the question arises in our minds: did he get any answer from the hermit? Was the hermit able to answer his questions? सतरे कौन से सन्यासी जहाँ को आम विज्ञ बोली भावुले बुद्धिमान बोली भावुले तांकर प्रश्नर उत्तर दे पारे राजा तांकर प्रश्नर उत्तर पाइले ना शून्य हस्ते फेरी आसिले. Now to know whether the king got any answer from the hermit or not, we have to focus on the 3rd unit of the story. Now next morning the king got up early and he inquired about the hermit and found the hermit putting seeds in the flower beds. He went up to the hermit and for the last time he said to the hermit, "Sir, please tell me, can you answer my questions? If you are not able to answer my questions, then let me go." What the hermit replied, it surprised the king. It created anxiety, curiosity in the mind of the king. What was the response of the hermit? You have already been answered. You have already been answered. तुम प्रश्न उत्तर पाई सारी तुम उत्तरटा पाई जाइछ. The king wondered how. He was asking the hermit again and again to give his answers, but the hermit went on lingering, went on shifting, escaping. But finally, when the hermit said, "You have been answered your questions," the king asked how. Now, sometimes we, because of our poor intellect, cannot understand most common, most quite open secrets. Now the hermit is explaining, when you helped me, remember the time, when you helped me dig the flower beds, that was the right time to begin any work. Because if instead of helping me digging the pits, you had gone away, something wrong would have happened to you. You would have been wounded, you have been killed by your deadliest enemy, that bearded stranger. Therefore, the most important time for beginning any work is the time when you offered me help. And at that time, what was the important profession for you, important work for you? the important work for you at that time was digging the soil. And who was the important person? The hermit was the important person for the king. In the first situation, the important time of beginning any work is the time when he offered to help the hermit. The important person for the king was the hermit himself, and the important work for him, profession for him, was digging the flower beds. And later on, when the wounded person came rushing towards the hermitage, came rushing towards the king and the hermit, pressing his stomach quite hard because he was bleeding profusely. The time when the king nursed quite sincerely to the wounded person, the stranger dressed him, tried to cure him. That was the important time for beginning work. The work is, important work is nursing, serving, taking care of the wounded person. The important time to begin work is the time when he started nursing the wounded stranger. The important work at that time was taking care of the wounded person, and the important person in the second situation is the wounded person. Now, find the comparison and the contrast. On the first occasion, important time is 1, on the second occasion, the important time is another. The first occasion, the important time, the time of digging the soil. On the second occasion, the important time is the time of nursing the stranger. The first occasion, the important person is the hermit, and the second occasion, the important person is the wounded stranger. In the first occasion, the important work is digging the soil. In the second occasion, the important work is nursing the stranger. Now, finally, the hermit said, the important time for any work, for any situation, for any person is the time now, the time when, the time which is present. Because we have no control over the time past, we cannot get the past time back, and time future is uncertain. The time which is in our clutch, the time over which we have our control, the time in which we can utilize our brain, our ability, that is present time. For everyone, the present time is the most important time to begin in work. And at that time, present time, the person who is with you may be a stranger, may be a saint, a hermit, may be a beggar, may be some other person, a kith, kin, anybody one. The person who is present with you at present time, that person is important for you, and those who are away from you at that time, present time, they are to be ignored, they are not important for you. And what is the important profession, important work? The important work is to serve the person who is with you. तामें सबु समय रे important time of beginning any work होउची वर्तमान समय, कहीं अतीत उपर आमर कर्तृत्व नहीं कि भविष्यत अज्ञात, भविष्यत अजणा, आम जाने भविष्यत वेदर यू विल बी लिविंग और नॉट. तापर प्रत्येक क्षेत्र रे जो लोक तुम मान पाखे अच्छा से होती तुम गुरुत्वपूर्ण. आउ से जो गुरुत्वपूर्ण व्यक्ति जे कि तुम पाखे अच्छा तांकर सेवा करवा होची द राइट वर्क, राइट प्रोफेशन. बिकॉज सर्विस टू मैन इज सर्विस टू गॉड. नाउ with this The hermit concluded his answers, and it was quite convincing to the king. The king was quite satisfied with the answers, and here the story ends, giving us a very simple lesson, that is, as you are students, don't waste your time of speaking present time, because if you lose your present time, waste your present time, then you cannot build a bright future. And if you ignore the person who is with you, maybe a known person, maybe unknown person, maybe a VIP, maybe an ordinary person, and if you ignore that person, you are going to commit the greatest blunder, because you may not get another chance to serve that person. Okay, no, service must be done to the person who is with you at the time of speaking. Thank you, children. I think this story will give you a very good lesson to build up your career, your character, and definitely to help you to give more importance to present time, person present, and what to be done to satisfy, to serve the immediate person. Okay, thank you, take care.